It's a historic win for the BJP in BMC. The party has managed to end the 30-year rule of Thackerays in Mumbai. It's a big boost for Devendra Fadnavis and Eknath Shinde's Jodi in Mumbai. But remember, Thackerays still remain relevant in Mumbai because it's not a rout for Shiv, Sena, UBT and the MNS combined. But yes, it's a big win for the BJP. It's a historic win for the BJP. The BJP-led Mahayuti Alliance is leading in the contest to win Mumbai's civic body crown. The numbers are still getting crystallized, so we will tell you that in just a bit. Remember, if the BJP wins with a large majority and appoints a mayor from their own party, this will be a historic first. The Mumbai civic body has always been a Thackere bastion. This has been the case for the last several years. In fact, several decades is what we say. Celebrations have erupted across the state of Maharashtra. Devendra Fadnavis has spoken on this. He has credited party workers and the Prime Minister's vision for the state for this grand victory. This means for the first time in 27 years, Thackerays are not going to hold their control over the Mumbai civic body. It's the richest civic body in whole of Asia. And it has a lot of work to do. It has a budget of over 74,000 crores, and it's also responsible not just for governance but also cleanliness, hygiene issues, and more importantly for everyday issues that people have to deal with. And it touches the lives of 2.5 crore Mumbaikars. Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis expressed gratitude to the Marathi Manoos. Remember, that was a point of controversy, and he exclaimed that Mahayuti's win in BMC polls not only reflects people's faith in politics of development, but also indicates that people have rejected politics of division. And this, he was of course inferring to the kind of political statements that came from MNS chief Raj Thackere and also UBT chief Uddhav Thackere. But remember, it's not been a rout, but it's been a big win for the BJP. What are the big takeaways from this win? Remember that AIMIM has also had leads in several parts of the state. So multiple factors at play and multiple aspects to discuss here before we Well, the Prime Minister now has tweeted, has posted on X, and he has said, and I quote, "The dynamic people of the state bless the NDA's agenda of pro-people, good governance. Results of various municipal corporation elections indicate that NDA's bond with the people of Maharashtra has further deepened. Our track record and vision for the state is what he has talked about." He has also said that I'm very proud of every NDA Karyakarta who worked tirelessly amongst people across the state. They talked about the work that our alliance has done, its track record, highlighted our vision for the coming times, and also effectively countered the lies of the opposition. My best wishes to them. The Prime Minister there also saluting the spirit of not just Karyakartas, but also saying that this win is because of the people of the state. Let's also first listen into what Devendra Fadnavis, the Chief Minister of the state, also the man who is being credited for this grand victory, said today after his party had that historic mandate.
आज महाराष्ट्र में 29 महानगर पालिका के चुनाव में 25 जगह पर भारतीय जनता पार्टी और मित्रों का विजय हुआ है। महाराष्ट्र की जनता ने भारतीय जनता पार्टी पर पूर्ण विश्वास दिखाया है। हमारे अध्यक्ष रविंद्र चौहान जी के नेतृत्व में महाराष्ट्र का ये महाविजय महाराष्ट्र की जनता को और हमारे कार्यकर्ताओं को हम समर्पित करते हैं। मुंबई में भी एक बड़े विजय की ओर हम जा रहे हैं। यहां पर अभी काउंटिंग चल रहा है, लेकिन जो ट्रेंड्स है उसके आधार पर मैं कह सकता हूं मुंबई में पूर्ण बहुमत हमको मिलेगा। मुंबई में महापौर हमारा महायुति का बनेगा और मैं हमारे मुंबई के अध्यक्ष अमित साटम जी इनको भी बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं। और साथ साथ मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं, ये जो विजय है महाराष्ट्र की जनता का हमारे प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी पर जो विश्वास है, उस विश्वास की यह विजय है। इस देश में और महाराष्ट्र में प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी ने जो विकास और विश्वास की राजनीति शुरू की है, उसका ये विजय है। और हम लोग ये संकल्प करते हैं कि इस महाविजय के बाद हम सभी लोग महाराष्ट्र के एक एक नगर को यहां पर उसकी सेवा करने के लिए अपने आप को समर्पित करेंगे। एक एक नगर का विकास होगा, जन जन का विकास होगा, गरीबों का विकास होगा, सभी को सारी बुनियादी सुविधाएं मुहैया होगी। इस विश्वास के साथ हम लोग इस चुनाव में कूदे थे और जनता ने एक ऐसा आशीर्वाद दिया है। ये मामूली विजय नहीं, ये अतिभव्य इस प्रकार का विजय है। इसलिए ये विजय मैं सभी को समर्पित करते हुए आप सभी का बहुत बहुत मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं, सभी को बधाई देता हूं।
We're joined by Matthew Anthony, spokesperson Congress Party. We have Rohan Gupta, national spokesperson BJP. We have Susie Shah, Shiv Sena spokesperson. We have Anish Gawande, spokesperson NCP-SP. We also have Sanjay Kumar, psephologist. We'll be joined by Daniel Francis, political analyst in just a bit, and Rohit Chandavarkar, senior journalist. Before I go to my guest, Sanjay Kumar, sir, what are your big takeaways from whatever results have come out till now?
I think the big takeaway is that yes, alliances are important in any election, whether it is a Lok Sabha election, assembly election, or a municipal election, because if a party feels that they don't have the adequate support base to win election on its own, so they form an alliance. And we keep talking about the electoral arithmetic. The message of these results is that electoral arithmetic cannot give you guarantee you a win. You need electoral arithmetic plus, alliance plus, which is to say parties or the alliance needs to come up with a positive narrative in front of voter. Look at what has happened in the BMC election. Mostly all the alliances were banking on Manoos vote and the Maharashtra Smita. But the party which managed to finally win the BMC election was also promising that they will be able to bring about change in Mumbai. They will be able to, pay attention, focus on the civic amenities. And I think this is what has resulted into the BJP alliance getting an edge over its rival. So it is alliance plus positive narrative which is required for winning election.
That's very important. Rohit Chandavarkar, if you look at the numbers, it doesn't look to me that Thackerays have become irrelevant in Mumbai because they seem to have done better than the Shinde Sena. What is your big takeaway?
Vasudha, when the exit polls came yesterday, I had mentioned to you, you would remember that the results may be on the lines of these exit polls, but not as extreme as the exit poll numbers show. Okay, that's what more or less is happening, I would say, which is that the BJP has done very well across Maharashtra in several municipal corporations like Pune, Nashik, Nagpur, etc., Pimpri-Chinchwad also. But in Mumbai, you can see that there is still some fight going on between BJP and UBT plus MNS. BJP will have to depend a lot on Eknath Shinde's numbers, Eknath Shinde's councillors, and they'll have to respect Eknath Shinde and take him along. That's the conclusion that I can give instantly. And you can see that, the BJP may install its mayor, but they will face some resistance from Uddhav because his numbers are looking similar to 2017, which is in the range of 84, 85. So it's like Uddhav has not completely been demolished in the BMC. He has his cousin Raj along with him. Raj might bring about 14, 15 seats. So their number will also be about 90. So it will be kind of a balanced situation in the BMC. That's my prediction for now.
Right. Susie Shah, how do you respond to this? Does Eknath Shinde become far more important now in the alliance?
Vasudha, very good evening to you, and it's a pleasure to be on your show. Yes, but I cannot hear clearly what the question was, and I could not even hear Rohit ji. But I'm telling you this is the victory of, and we humbly accept the votes of the Mumbaikar, and we will work towards Vikas and Vishwas, as Devendra Fadnavis ji rightly said. This is the Kranti, this is revolution for Vikas and Vishwas, both we will deliver. As far as Eknath Raoji Shinde is concerned, he is the undisputed leader of the Shiv Sena with the bow and arrow as our symbol. The only thing is that we fought only on 90 seats. We fought only 90 seats and campaigned hard on ground.
Ma'am, they're saying that, if the BJP had fought more seats...
Vasudha, I just can't hear.
Okay, please continue, yeah.
I'm lip reading you. It's I cannot hear you.
Okay, please go on. Please go on.
Yeah. So therefore, if you see, we have secured 20% of the votes of the Mumbaikar, and the BJP has received 34% of the votes. So together we are invincible. That is one part. Secondly, it was a Mahayuti. We have been the oldest friends of the NDA, and we have for 25 years plus. We are friends for a long time. We read the mind of each other, we walk together, we struggle together, and we win also together.
Okay.
So therefore, I think this is the victory of my...
That's very well said. Let me go to Rohan Gupta now. Rohan Gupta, what do I tell you? This become just a habit now. BJP wins every election. But yes, this is the best spot for you to be in because you've performed better than the opposition, but also better than your own allies, isn't it? This is the best position for Devendra Fadnavis to be in.
So, Vasudha, we don't look at win as an individual BJP win. If you see tweet of Modi ji also, he has clearly said he has congratulated each and every worker of NDA. That is the way BJP looks at alliance. So after the win, this is the strike rate, this is the percentage, all these things should be put out. You have to understand what is the win is win development. There is a loss of corruption, there is loss of nepotism and loss of appeasement politics. There is a win of empowerment politics, there is a win of developmental politics, and the win of transparency politics. See, Vasudha, you have to see, the opposition parties will have to introspect here. Why BJP is setting new standards election after election, when they are expecting that some revolt from Gen Z, and Mumbai, which is the center of the urban Gen Zs in India, and they are voting so overwhelmingly for BJP and NDA. You have to see the reason. We believe in the track record, we believe in the delivery, we believe in empowerment of the youth, and that's what is visible in the results. And that doesn't make us complacent. But
the results do show, Rohan Gupta, that some of these issues still remain relevant. Anish Kawande, I want you to talk to me as a friend today, because I'm not going to ask you about NCP SP, because that has been quite disastrous. But tell me, as a political analyst, don't you feel some of the issues that we raised during these elections, Marathi, Manoos, the Asmita, Astitwa issues, I think we still haven't found answers. Mumbai has changed, but not so much, isn't it?
Vasudha, firstly, very glad to be on your show. I wish I were here under different circumstances from the Vidhan Sabha to now. We haven't been getting too much good news from the polling stations, but we accept this mandate, of course, with grace. I want to say that, to be perfectly honest, the reality is that this was not a campaign fought on these issues. On either side, to be perfectly honest, right? On the BJP side, no Khan will become the mayor of Mumbai was the only poll plank that was repeated in Sabha after Sabha. The BJP and the Shiv Sena Eknath Shinde were the last parties to release their manifesto, which was launched just days before the election. We, on the other hand, promised far more sort of comprehensive measures to tackle affordable housing, to ensure environmental sustainability and development, and to ensure free public transport for those who need it most. But at the end of the day, what you're witnessing today is a spirited fight put up by an opposition that was really pushed into a corner. I think, unfortunately, we're going to have to park that idea that Mumbai will vote.
But Anish, something that Uddhav Thackeray did right? Despite not having the government, he still manages to get some of, those bastions. What is it that NCP SP could have done better? What is it that Congress could have done better? I'll come to Matthew Anthony in just a bit, but clearly there's something that NCP SP could have done better, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think this is a election result across Maharashtra that is a very sobering election result. I think it's going to have many lessons for the Zilla Parishad elections that will take place in a couple of weeks, if not a couple of months, depending upon when the State Election Commission decides. I think the lessons are manifold, right? I think a positive agenda is very important. We had that in Mumbai when we were in an alliance. We tried to have that in Pune when we brought up issues of development, of public transport, of corruption. We do hope that those issues will resonate, but I think it's also a question of the alliances you form. I think opposition unity is more important than ever before. These numbers would look very different if a united Mahavikas Aghadi had contested these elections. What can be done to sort of potentially bring that alliance together for the local body elections is something we'll have to think about.
Absolutely.
It hasn't been done in the past. Let me be very clear over here, right? We've always contested separately in local body elections. That's been the norm. But if now you're seeing alliances contest together on the ruling coalition side, with much more money and far more resources, then perhaps we need to figure out a way to get back to the table and sort out those differences and contest together.
Absolutely. Matthew Anthony, the Congress's campaign seemed quite disintegrated because, this decision to have an alliance with VBA, and you seem to be losing not just voters but vote banks. The fact that MIM seems to have had these leads which are quite impressive. What do you think of the Congress's strategy? And BJP also, I understand, seems to have grown on the Congress's vote share because UBT seems to have done better.
First of all, thanks for show. First of all, despite having the State Election Commission being one of the biggest campaign and all the agencies supporting it, and 8 years of looting of the entire BMC by the BJP and its alliance partner, still they have not got a sweeping victory in BMC. Let's call the facts as facts. Now, in 8 years, the BJP spokesperson said, no, loss of corruption, loss of missing. I'm just adding one T to it. Lots of corruption, lots of nepotism, lots of misgovernance, and the muscle power. I'll cite a few examples here. The State Election Commission never bothered to reply on anything where it reported false voters, duplicate voters in false addresses. Everybody complained, no response. Then money was flowing like water. 50 lakhs caught, 75 lakhs caught. Nobody is punished. No charges, no FIRs, nothing. FIRs are taken, but there is no fear of punishment. Then inflated infrastructure billing. Now, BJP will come and say that we did the coastal roads, we did tunnels and surveys. Now, my question to them is, the Mumbai local trains, the stations are crowded. People take hours and hours to commute because of the continuous work. Potholes remains potholes despite their big governance. And what is the development they speak about? The roads are having all the workers. Poor people's life is miserable.
Okay, that's an important question. But just talking about just these governance issues. But Sanjay Kumar, when you look at the data today, and all of this is not crystallized, do you think this Marathi Manoos fear factor really worked? Because I remember Maharashtra as a state where the constitution thing really worked in 2024 Lok Sabha elections, and then in assembly something drastically changed. So this is a land of Savarkar, Ambedkar. So the politics changes quite quickly. This is not Madhya Pradesh or Gujarat. But this big takeaway from the BMC polls and the fact that UBT seems to have done better, MNS is slightly okay, but Congress has in some ways collapsed in Mumbai, and the fact that BJP has a historic win.
No, Marathi Manus issue does work, but as I mentioned earlier, so Marathi Asmita, Marathi identity, no political party can afford to say, no, we are not contesting on this, and everybody is equal in Maharashtra or everybody is equal in Mumbai. You have to somehow put out the story or take the side that yes, Marathi identity is important. But at the same time, since the demographic profile of Mumbai and around the big cities are changing because a lot of people from North Indian states are also settling down in Mumbai. Yeah. So one has to create a balance. You cannot neglect one or the other. What has happened, some of the political parties become very aggressive on this issue of Marathi Asmita, and they go to the extent of saying, we don't want North Indian people in Mumbai because they are spoiling the culture, etc. So you have to create a balance, but Marathi Asmita is an issue which no political party can they cannot ignore that issue.
Right. Rohit, before I get in more details, help me understand how has the MNS performed, and in that regard, the fact that they are still leading on about 9 seats, that means that MNS is going to be a factor in the state in the coming years as well. Rohit Chandavarkar. Rohit Chandavarkar, I wanted to ask you, how do you think the MNS has performed and what does this election mean for MNS? Is it a force that has pulled down the UBT, because they seem to be leading on certain seats in Mumbai, but overall, how has the MNS performed and what does this mean for the future of this party?
I think, The BJP will have to, I didn't get the complete question because of the audio issue, but I can, just tell you what's going to happen in the next 4 weeks. There was some talk of the BJP opening, its alliance talks with smaller partners, which might happen in BMC now and in other municipal corporations also. For the Mumbai mayor election, I think they will have to, get into some serious discussion with Eknath Shinde, because the deal that I'm hearing about is that there might be some talk about giving more space to Eknath Shinde in Thane and Navi Mumbai in terms of, these positions, and then ensure that the person that BJP wants to install as mayor in Mumbai would be worked out. So these kinds of deals are being talked about. I don't know. I completely could not hear your question because of audio issue. I hope you can hear me right now. The line is clear.
We'll get back to that
for the
question
next
in
few
just a
days,
bit.
this is what will play out. The talk will be about getting into alliances in Mumbai, Thane, and Navi Mumbai, especially for various positions of standing committee and various departments of the municipal corporation, and then the mayor's position. So I think the challenge
That's going to be yet another battle. The Thackerays Marathi Manoos pitch seems to have alienated voters, with a major consolidation for the BJP leading the Shiv Sena to lose the BMC elections for the first time in 27 years. Let's take a look at what they had said.
Tiger has left the building. It's then the Brihanmumbai Municipal Corporation, set to welcome its first BJP mayor after a 27-year run of Thackerays-led Shiv Sena. BMC and Thackerays remain synonymous since the 1997. The battle for prestige and survival brought the estranged Thackere cousins together after 20 years. For Uddhav, it was to show his mettle since the Sena split in 2022 and his party's rout in the 2024 assembly elections. For Raj, whose eminence remained a non-starter in the state politics, it was the last chance for relevance, especially after the loss of his son Amit in the 2024 assembly polls. Both lost. But the bigger loss is that of the Thackere surname, which rang loud in Mumbai for decades. Avaz Kunacha, Shiv Senecha, meaning Shiv Sena's voice rings the loudest. The slogan defined the hold that the party and its reigning family, the Thackerays, had over Mumbai. That hold is broken, and brand Thackere today looks a pale version of itself. The cousins, poles apart in their mannerism and politics, brought together by common concerns of survival, tried to reclaim the nativist mantle by pivoting their campaign on Marathi Manoos.
आज जे काय राजने मांडलेलं आहे हेच तर आम्ही सांगतोय आणि आमच्या दोघांचे शेवटी अनुभव हा सगळ्यात मोठा गुरु असतो. साहजिकच आहे मराठीसाठी एकत्र आलोत आणि राज जे बोलत तेच सांगतोय. आमच्यामध्ये तसे वाद नव्हते पण ते वाद आम्ही आज गाडून टाकलेले आहेत आणि मराठी माणसासाठी, हिंदूंसाठी आणि महाराष्ट्रासाठी एक ताकद म्हणून उभे राहिलेलो आहोत.
Raj Thackera's rhetoric looks straight out of the 1960s as he raised the dreaded lungi slogan that Bal Thackere coined to target the South Indians in Sena's early days.
यांच्यासाठीच माननीय बाळासाहेब बोलले होते, हटाव लुंगी आणि
It's a tale of the Thackerays who remained warped in the old heady days of Sena's rabble-rousing and street violence politics that paid dividends back in the day. Failing to reinvent themselves to appeal to a more cosmopolitan and aspirational Mumbai with a very changed demography.
The total vote share among the community, Marathi hold about 37% point. As against non-Marathi, non-Muslim 44. We have seen in last 10 years in particular, wherever youth is there, they always want change. They always want change. They try something new. And the newness for them would have been this time in particular, the BJP ruling the BMC.
For Uddhav, the BMC result may be some consolation, as it's not a rout for his outfit and hope floats. But for Raj, the message is clear that the rowdyism and hate politics comes with a use by date. The Thackerays first lost the party, the tiger symbol, and now the brand equity has taken a bad hit. Can the brothers reinvent and revive, or is this the tiger's last roar? Bureau Report, NDTV.
Matthew Anthony, Congress spokesperson. I know that Shiv, Sena, UBD and MNS have lost BMC, but it looks like they at least put some thought into the strategy. Matthew Anthony, Rahul Gandhi is going to Indore tomorrow to meet victims of water contamination. And this is a story that happened over a month ago. There's always this allegation against the Congress party that it does not take politics, everyday politics, very seriously. Do you think that that's what is reflected even in the BMC elections? Because it looks like you guys did not take this election seriously enough.
Vasudha, if you look at the last number which we had 8 years back, it was 25 and we are at 21, and it is coming to the counting is still on. We are at 22 leading right now. So it is too early, and I'm also telling you this, that Mumbai cannot be ruled out to BJP alliance at this point in time. It looks like it is coming to a photo finish in certain areas with the possible post-poll alliance discussions which might happen. So it is nothing which is for BJP at this point of time, unless and until they kind of get another 10-15 seats more at this point of time. While we are speaking, because the counting is on. The clear indication is that is the reason why the Chief Minister didn't come for a press conference, which was scheduled much before in the BJP office. So let us look into that, and then let us also look into the polarization done by the BJP. On one hand, they do a very extreme level of polarization, and then they use a Muslim party tie-up to kind of split into the minority vote source. So what is this double-edged face of BJP? And then we have to call this out because that's how they are doing it.
Matthew Anthony, polarization happens on all ends. If you talk about a prime minister, a woman wearing a burqa becoming the prime minister, or for that matter, Zoran Mamdani, or for that matter, the derogatory speech that was used against South Indians, all of this is extremely polarizing, right? So I don't think any one party can walk away with the credit or blame of being polarizing, at least in this election. Rohan Gupta, Matthew Anthony saying that results are not crystallized, it could actually become a photo finish. Where are you on that?
Vasudha, I am very happy as a BJP worker now, where your opposition doesn't want to learn the lessons and they are still waiting for a moral victory. See, loss is a loss, and you have to learn out of every win and lose. It's not about, winning and losing election. It is about learning from your win and lose. And my friend was telling that last time we were 25 and now we are 21. So, after 7-8 years also, if Congress is going down in each and every election, what is the introspection? What decisions you are taking? From a national party, you have now been sidelined to even a smaller party, even in a state elections. So there is always the introspection which is required, that why this is happening, why you are losing ground, rather than questioning BJP. Right now, the numbers what I am looking at from a trail or from a lead purpose, it is 122 in favor of Mahayuti. So I think that it is written on the wall that now it's a BMC, it is BJP NDA rule, and out of 29, around 24 to 25, BJP and is winning. So we are humbled with this win. We are not going to be arrogant or, we are going to do this and that. No, people have trusted us. We will ensure that the trust which is put on us, we ensure that the trust remains on us and we go for a bigger win in future. And the opposition parties, as usual, claim the vote chori. Best of luck to the vote chori claims from tomorrow onwards.
Anish Kawande, the fact that the Pawars came together, now it feels to me that it was just possibly their own survival and not really taking on the BJP. Was that the case? And do you want this merger to actually sort of continue and not just be a stopgap arrangement? Because who doesn't want to be in power, right? And who just wants to be in the opposition all the time?
Vasudha, like I've said before, the talks of the two parties coming back together began the day we split from each other. I think local body elections are fought with alliances that have no reflection upon alliances at the national level or the state level. Otherwise, what transpired in Ambernath or in Akot with the AIMM coming together with the BJP would have been taken far more seriously than a 9 p.m. debate, which it was reduced to, right? I think the two parties came together in Pune and Pimpri Chinchwad for a development forward agenda. It was also driven by political realities on the ground. There was no chance that the NCP AP would be in an alliance with the BJP, which is the largest party now in that municipal corporation. Many of our karyakartas were eager to sort of be in an alliance with the NCP Ajit Pawar for a sort of more development focused agenda in that city. We also did try to bring on other alliance partners into that alliance, but unfortunately were unable to. You will recollect that attempts were made to form an alliance with several parties, including the Shiv Sena Eknath Shinde in Pune, with the Mahavikas Aghadi, which unfortunately did not at the very last minute work out. So in many ways, these are not representative of Maharashtra as a whole. We still have the Zilla Parishad elections. The urban centers that have voted today are not representative also of the stronghold that we enjoy in rural parts of the state, in peri-urban parts of the state. So I think it would be a bit of a mistake to write us off just yet or say we're struggling for survival. I think the lesson here is that sticking to a development focus idea, to your ideology is what is required. I mean, the Shiv Sena and the MNS did that in Mumbai. They managed to do better than the rest of us in other parts of the state. I think it's time to go back to the basics.
Right. Sanjay Kumar, was MNS and Shiv Sena UBT coming together? We thought it was just survival, but possibly it was strategy and the Pawars coming together. What do you think of both these emotional reunions that happened, and where do you think the future for both of these alliances are?
No, as mentioned by the previous speaker, that if you look at the municipal election, the local body election, and you look at the pattern of alliances, so parties which are forming alliance at the national level may not be in alliance at the state assembly election, and there are various examples of that kind. Look at the India alliance. So if you look at the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, there were many parties which formed the India alliance at the national level to contest against BJP and the NDA. But in the state assembly election, you will see the left in Kerala. Very soon, left will be contesting against Congress. In Bengal, Congress will be contesting against Trinamool Congress. And when we are looking at the local body elections, the alliances are more fluid because it all depends upon the local consideration. And also remember, as many political leaders from across the parties have mentioned, that the local body election, especially in Maharashtra, we are discussing the Maharashtra election today, it is an election of the karyakartas, the workers. So the top leaders necessarily don't take the big decisions. Yes, if it becomes a very, very awkward alliance, if the situation comes that a very awkward alliance is going to be formed, then they intervene, because this is an election where a very large number of karyakartas get an opportunity to contest election.
Right.
Very difficult to say whether this is going to continue for the state assembly election. Same alliance pattern will continue for the Lok Sabha election, because this is just for one particular elections. Tomorrow it could be something else.
Right. Susie Ben Shah's back with us. Susie Ben, the larger question that a lot of people are asking is that if BJP had fought on more seats and had not given 90 seats to Eknath Shinde, then probably the results would have been better for the BJP. Would you agree with that?
No, no. Rohan bhai, I could not hear you earlier, so congratulations and khub abhinandan. Now coming back to your question, I will like to tell you this, that it was a very strategic alliance. When we decide the sheet sharing, lot of thought, as in the manifesto, lot of thought goes into it, lot of strategies at work. Now while we have contested on the 90 seats, if you will see the seats which BJP was not sure that they could get a hand on, and we had a better chance to win, we were given those seats. So it's always give and take, but one cannot do without the other. As I said, we enjoy 54% vote share together as a party, and we being the oldest allies, we are going to work together out who will be the mayor, standing committee, improvement committee. It will be discussed. It will be discussed threadbare, and the best decisions will be taken. Now, Mr. Anthony was talking on the show right now. These gentlemen, they were not fighting on 40 seats. 40 seats in the BMC. Now they are just waiting for the Mahayuti to falter so they could get they could get some plus.
Right.
That is not the way. That is not the way elections are fought. Electioneering is an art, is an management, and touching the soul and the heart of the Mumbaikars by a sheer dent of hard work. And that is exactly what we've done. We've worked on the ground. We've sought the support of the Mumbaikar, of the Marathi Manoos, unfailingly. Please remember, Mumbaikar is a person, Marathi Manoos plus the person who lives here, Annapurna, Karmabhumi is Mumbai, it is Marathi Manoos. So therefore, people have realized that this
Absolutely.
is...
So this is an informed call that people have made. Daniel Francis joins us now. Dan, what is your sense of the election that has, the results that are just coming out now? In fact, some of the results are just getting crystallized. But the fact that a lot of people are saying that the BJP has performed very well, in fact, better than its allies. What does that mean for the Mahayuti alliance?
Truly, BJP has performed better than its allies as well as those it was against. And there were some municipal corporations where the allies fought together. For example, in Mumbai, now they will need Shiv Sena to cross the halfway mark. In Thane, they were together, and there's an impressive victory, 2/3 majority. In Kalyan, it's 3/4 majority. So, in places where they fought together, the alliance has done really well. The places they have not fought together, these are places where the opposition had almost collapsed. There, the Shinde Sena is the second, and the BJP stands first. But overall victory for Mahayuti, overall victory for BJP in Maharashtra. I think they are sweeping almost all municipal corporations. There was some hope in Kolhapur, but doesn't look like they'll make it. But one should not compare these elections with BJP versus allies, because in many places allies were together, and in places that allies were not together, the BJP is making its mark. One has to give it to them.
But Dan, it would be really unfair to actually think that, Thackere name is irrelevant, or Thackere brand is irrelevant to Mumbai. Would you agree with the fact that the Thackere still, the brand at least, the name and UBT still remains relevant to Mumbai, and there was actually a fight that happened here?
No, Mumbai is a very complex place. Mumbai is a very big city. There's a huge opposition space, and that space is being occupied by the Thackerays. They wanted to win Bombay Municipal Corporation. They could have won the municipal corporation with the work that they've done in 25 years. But perhaps they were short in terms of their comparison to what the BJP and Mr. Shinde has delivered for Bombay. So they couldn't deliver. But there is a huge opposition space. One was expecting, if there's such a clean sweep in the rest of the state for Mahayuti, one expected Mahayuti to comfortably cross the halfway mark, but it looks like they're just escaping through. And Thackerays have a sizable chunk of the votes here, not enough to hoist.
So a lot of Mumbai has changed, a lot of Mumbai remains unchanged.